Welcome back to Zwartkops. Final round action of the G&H Transport Extreme Supercars now. But before they went to action and to battle, a little bit of a grid walk at the top at the Zwartkops Club. The fans love getting onto the grid and walking next to these incredible supercars. And the action so far this season has been top class. We've got 2 more rounds of these guys still. Today and the final round at the grand finale on the 10th of November. Super to see Franco Scribanti with some massive work being done on his Porsche. It's back at the front end. Good to see Simon Murray in there as well. Cashin Nike in his BMW, Dion Duplessis and Anton Krenier making a welcome return. And look out for the all-conquering Alfa Romeo of Franco Di Matteo after the great round at Pakisa. Porsche out front, we're on board with Krenier in the Subaru as we head down. And look at how they're just fanning out. Mark Latoy trying to dive on the inside, taking the Italian stallion on. It's a Ferrari versus Di Matteo, and the Ferrari looks like it might have just won out. Cashin Nike dives just ahead as well. Super opportunistic driving from Cashin Nike, just squeezing the Deltec batteries Alfa Romeo out. Krenier now trying to do the same thing there in the Subaru, and he gets through. So Anton Krenier now moving up to 5th place. Nike all over the back of the Ferrari of Dutoy. As they head onto that back straight, it is Scribanti who leads out. Arangi's in 2nd. And the rest of the pack starting to sort themselves out ever so slightly. It's not sorted out yet whatsoever though. Big black lines out of that BMW. Cashin Nike lighting it up as he came out of turn 4. A huge amount of work being done in Franco Scribanti's stable to get that Porsche all sorted out. This is Orangi's point of view from Kenwood, heading into Mix FM, looking straight back into that Ferrari's eyes. And Mark Dutoy losing ground now to the big bull. Late on the brakes from Dutoy. He keeps out Nike. It's Krenier, and there's a move from Simon Murray. Simon Murray taking the 2nd of the Lambos up on the inside. Can't quite get through there on the Alfa Romeo. Franco Di Matteo's done a great job there in that Alfa Romeo, and so has Scribanti in the Porsche. 2 Francos now sandwiching this field. Simon Murray trying to get into that sandwich as well as he comes into turn 2. Di Matteo hangs on, only just to keep out the bull. Behind that is the crossbow. And look at that. Oh, Di Matteo's run wide. I think he might have got a puncture. He's run wide and he's slowing, so he's going to have to come into the pit lane, hopefully get that car sorted out. Not really ideal for these kind of sprint races. Look at this. Dutoy now starting to close in. He's getting away from Nike, and he's got his sights firmly set on the Lamborghini of Charles Orangi's. Further back in the field, that's his brother, Jonathan Dutoy. Not able to ride in the 430 Ferrari that he had issues with earlier on, and now having to unfortunately step into the Trans-Africa Racing BMW Z4 to complete this championship. Scribanti disappearing at the front, getting away from Orangi's, putting in some very good lap times as well. Orangi's, remember, holds the outright lap record here for Extreme Supercars. Not in that Lamborghini, but in his Aston Martin. I think Franco Scribanti was looking forward to going at it again, like we saw in Port Elizabeth. This time he's got the advantage over the Lamborghini, over the Ferrari of Dutoy, Nike's BMW, Cronier's Subaru, and the 2nd of those Lambos, Simon Murray. Murray looking for a little bit of extra time here. Dion Duplessis' point of view from the crossbow. Great onboard camera here from him, showing us the acceleration, showing us the gear changes as well. Duplessis, he's looking for an opportunity here to possibly go top of his class. He's got to find a way to catch Nike though, and Anton Krenier in this first heat. Crossbow is a very capable car, particularly here at Zwartkops. Coming up on Jimbo Giannaccaro. Jimbo will probably let Franco Scribanti through. Jimbo in the carbon fiber 430 now. Comes out of the last turn. Easily done. Scribanti biding his time, just getting through the back markers as quickly as he can, but not capitalizing his lead. They head down towards turn 2. How far back is Orangi's? He's quite away. Simon Murray now, not able to match the pace of the Ferrari of Dutoy, but he is closing slightly onto the back end of that Ferris as they head down into turn 2. 2nd of the Z4 BMW's Len Henry Gobi now being overtaken and lapped by the leaders. There you see, Dutoy might have a bit of an issue now. Simon Murray is caught and almost passed, and he's going for the overtake into turn 4. Can he go? No, he can't. Dutoy saw him coming, but Dutoy has lost lots of ground there and runs off. Dutoy runs off on his own. That's a massive mistake from Mark Dutoy. Something you hardly ever see from Mark Dutoy. Putting a wheel on the dirt and putting that 430 Ferrari of his on the sideline. Definitely not what he wanted, that is for sure. Coming through for the win though, Franco Scribanti. Plain sailing in the end, taking class A+, and the overall win for the first heat of the G&H Transport Extreme Supercars. 2nd in Class A+ is Orangi's. 3rd goes to Simon Murray after Mark Dutoy made that big mistake. Let's have a look at it from the outside point of view. There you go, Mark Dutoy running through turn 4. just puts the wheel on the dirt, gets it out of shape, tries to catch it. The car flips out, and he rolls right across the race line. Thank goodness there were no other cars involved there. Simon Murray being gifted the third place in A+. Cashin Naika will eventually finish in fourth place. That'll be Class A for him, ahead of Anton Cronier and Dion Duplessis. And then in Class C, it's Bruce Turner down in 8th place, taking the win in the Primogen BMW. Let's chat to the 2018 champion, Charles Arangis.
We are so excited that we could finally win this championship. You know, every year I feel like the bridesmaid, never the bride, because, you know, with all the clients and sometimes having to sit out, I never get a chance to fight for a championship. This year, I mean, it was just a fantastic year with the Aston.
We head straight into race number 2 now. The outgoing champion overall, Ricky Giannacaro. He'll be happy for his arch rival, Charles Arangis, but I'm sure we're going to see him come back strong in his Lamborghini for 2019. Everybody ready to go now. A couple of little changes to a few of the teams. A couple of little adjustments now to see if they can maybe just squeeze out a bit more for the third last time of asking. On board with Duplessis as we head to the line. The KTM Crossbow going to go side by side there with the GNH Transport Racing Bull. Fernando on the inside. Oh, wow. So close between the two of them, but look at that. Once again, it's Scribanti who gets the whole shot. Arangis tucks in behind him. Simon Murray there. And good to see that the Ferrari is back in the mix, but having to fight off already Cashin Naika in that big BMW. There's Cronier diving on the inside, trying to go with Naika. Subaru, AF Hydraulic Man, really having a good run here at the circuit. Now going defensive. Detroit tries to fend off the attack coming out of Cronier, but he's having to also watch the wide line from the BMW. And Cashin Naika finding some exceptionally good lines right from the word go. Scribanti from the two Lamborghinis. Then you've got Cronier fending off the BM and the... Oh! So close between the Subaru. Cronier had a big look, managed to squeeze out Naika, but Naika gave him some room. That could have ended up in tears. The two of them so close, heading out of the double right-hand at Kenwood. Behind them is Timoteo. Then you've got Giannacaro. And it looks like Ricky Giannacaro a bit closer this time to the back end of that Alfa Romeo. Spreading out a little bit at the front. Arangis is taking the championship. His stablemate right on his tail. The two Stradale Motorsport men having a great run in the two Lamborghinis. Second and third place. This is Arangis' point of view as they go through turn 3. All-wheel drive coming in there. That Quattro system, of course, in these Lamborghinis. Great in the wet. And you can see just as good in the dry as well. And Simon Murray now looking to just run with his stablemate. Possibly close up on the front end Porsche. That Porsche maybe just got a little bit extra top end compared to the two Lambos. Simon Murray, of course, going to be fighting hard in a couple of weeks as well for Endurance Championship honours. Let's see if he's able to do anything about the sprint races here as they come through the top section and down towards GNH Transport Corner. Arangis hangs on to second, Murray in third. Dutoy in fourth place, starting to close in on the two Lamborghinis, but he's got a lot of work still to do to catch them. Porsche, Lambo, Ferrari. That's what Extreme Supercars is all about. You don't find it anywhere else in the country where you've got these very expensive motor cars going to battle and no holds barred with the drivers behind the wheels. Oh, that is massive. Mark Dutoy with another big mistake. And he gets it completely out of shape through turn 1 and ends up on the inside wall with a very broken Ferrari. Have a look at it from Anton Cronier's point of view. He just gets off track, sent into the wall. That is a massive impact. Bits and pieces of carbon fiber and Ferrari flying right into the clutches here of the Subaru. But there you see it, a huge impact. And Mark Dutoy, very lucky to survive that one. That was a big one. Turn 1 in a Ferrari is very fast. And when you get out of shape, it's even faster. Well, the safety car from Pretoria Toyota pulls in. Franco Scribanti thinks it's a safety car situation. Remember, this is a red flag, so this could be deemed as a jump start here for Franco Scribanti. He's got the hammer down, the lights aren't even out, and he's accelerating. You have to maintain your pace. You cannot accelerate until those lights go out. So let's see what the COC has to say about that as Scribanti heads down towards turn 2 with a massive advantage over those two Lamborghinis who are fending off the attack from Cronier in the Subaru. It is Franco Mateo and then the BMW of Cashin Naika just behind them. Tucked in behind is a little crossbow of Dion Duplessis. Charles Arangis showing us once again full tilt through turn 3. Trying to make up the ground. I wonder if Arangis is radioing back to his pit saying, listen, let's have a chat to Franco Scribanti's team. That wasn't quite playing the right way of a restart. A full restart means you've got to maintain your position until those lights go out. Franco was on the button and everything she's got across that start-finish line. Primogen BMW of Bruce Turner attacking the back end of Ricky Giannacaro. Italian Stallion hasn't found a way past that Subaru of Cronier's yet. As we said and as we saw in Pakisa, a massive improvement coming out of that Alfa Romeo. Could be a potential threat next season if he gets it all right. No worries at all for the front end in terms of threats for Scribanti. He's eased off slightly. He's giving himself enough breathing room there ahead of Arangis and Simon Murray to do that though. Three of them come down onto the braking markers into turn 2. It is the Subaru up in a 4th place. And let's see if we can keep it all together now. Cronier, Promogen BMW of Bruce Turner fighting with Ricky Giannacara. Jimbo Giannacara fighting in the back end here as well with JB Briett. Briett looking for Class D honors. Jimbo looking for 2nd place in Class C. Don't think he's going to catch Bruce Turner for the win, and no one's going to catch Franco Scribanti for the overall win and Class A+. 2 more corners. Out of Kenwood, they go through Mix FM and down towards G&H Transport Corner. And what a run here for Scuderia Scribanti to take a double victory in the Porsche. Harangi is going to take 2nd place, but he's wrapped up the championship, so it's not really a concern for him as he comes across the line for 2nd ahead of his stablemate, Simon Murray. Class A+, the top 3 of the category. In 4th place, Di Matteo will take Class A honours ahead of Cashin Naika and Dion Duplessis. Down in 7th place, Ricky Giannacara. They're the 4th of Class A. Bruce Turner wins out Class C. Let's catch up with Franco and see how the day went.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, it was one of those perfect days. We got pole, fastest lap time, won both the races. It was a perfect day, but we know we have battled to get here long and hard. So for us, this is a very sweet victory.